Welcome to the third week of September. My name is Grace, and this week I've prepared a slower warm-up for moon salutation, Chandra Namaskar. There's even an option on your phone for crescent moon. Go ahead and use that option. Do not disturb. The moon represents all that is calm, tranquil, peaceful, and instead of heat building like the sun, it's cooling and relaxing. So here we go. Find your seated position. Notice your breath. Observe and breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. In order to open up the tense place in our upper back and neck, go ahead, breathe into a head tilt. Inhale, exhale, ear to shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, opposite side. And take a big no by looking left and right, placing your hands back behind you, opening up your chest or readjusting for some spinal twist. And we'll begin here in child's pose. Pulling our big toes together. Bring your hips over your ankles and let your belly rest on your thighs. Reaching your hands overhead and allowing your forehead to meet the ground. Breathe. With each breath, allow your belly to fill. Come down to the ground. This is puppy pose or anahatasana. It's a heart opener or chest opener. So instead of fully resting our rear end back down onto our ankles or heels, we extend our hips up and open up the thoracic region of our spine. And here again, looking left and right, you can allow your right side of your face or left side of your face fall into the mat. Feels really good on the back side of your neck or the back side of your head. Here I'm giving myself a little bit of a forehead massage. Breathe, guys. Inhale, exhale. No structure in this first part, just allowing ourselves to find the places that need movement before we go through the Chandra Namaskar or moon salutation. Into a forward fold here, I'm ragdolling it out. Allow for release. Inhale halfway left and exhale. Drop it down. Have some traction. Okay, here we go. This is the beginning of Chandra Namaskar. We're going to inhale overhead, hands, and opening up our side body, we breathe into the left side and right side. Inhale, arms overhead, and then we're going to step it out into a goddess pose. So beginning here in a wide leg squat, you open up your hips and drop your arms out to 90. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, arms overhead, elbows drop to 90, and hips fall. Inhale, arms overhead, and 5-pointed star position. Arms are extended out to our sides, and our feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width length apart. And we drop down into extended triangle, also known as Trikonasana. Shifting our toes forward, we are going to go ahead and bow for a moment. Give your lower body a rest. And preparing ourselves for Parsvattanasana, pyramid. When you feel comfortable, you can open up the front knee. I like to grab my hands behind my head and drop my hands over my shoulders just as an extra shoulder stretch. Taking a big step forward. We'll go into a crescent lunge. Here I'm dropping all the way down and going into lizard, which is just an extra stretch. Dropping your left knee out to the side and twisting, looking behind. Anjaneyasana is a low lunge pose. If you want to come into a high lunge or just drop the back knee to the floor, that's appropriate as well. Anything that feels best for you. On an inhale, you can come into Skandasana, which is side lunge. I like to place my hand on the floor, inhale for a twist. If your side lunge is higher, like this, and your heel is on the floor, that's great. Again, modify always for what feels good. I like to drop my seat down to the ground and bind. Twist over, look over your shoulder. Inhale, exhale. And then we can find ourselves into Malasana, which is also known as a yogi squat or a full squat with our hips between our ankles. If you find the ability to rest your elbows in between your legs and open up more space, go ahead. Moving on to the other side, we go into that low lunge or side lunge, Skandasana. On an inhale, bring the extended leg, side, arm overhead, and exhale, drop it down. For that bind, looking up, taking a moment to breathe, and maybe smile. All right. Moving into the other sided low lunge or a lizard pose, you open up the other side, drop that right knee or left knee, whichever side you're on. Look behind. Open up that hip. Moving along into a low lunge or Anjaneyasana. Find your balance. Breathe. Good. Into that pyramid pose. Both toes are facing forward. They're about shoulder width length apart for good balance. Release the upper body. When you find your balance or your foot placement, release your hands, maybe your shoulders, or maybe your hands are still on the floor. Finding different movements with our hands. And then dropping down. Turning my backside foot so it's pointing to the left side of your mat. Go ahead and find Trikonasana or extended triangle. And then coming back up all the way into 5-pointed star. Arms extended to the side, wide leg stance. We'll find ourselves back into goddess. Inhale up, and then exhale wide with our knees wide, elbows at 90. Challenging pose, yet incredibly opening. And find yourself back into a breath with the arms overhead in a side bend each side. Inhale, exhale, arms overhead. Bring your hands to prayer. And then go ahead, walk it on down to the ground. This time we'll go ahead and find Shavasana, which is that restorative position on our back. Drop your knees side to side for that lower body to release any tension it was holding or finding within those movements. a really great low back de-stressor. Hands come to my knees. I inhale, you exhale. Arms overhead. Move anything that may need some extra adjustment. And relax. Let your feet flop. And your breath becomes slow. Inhale, exhale. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. Coming back into our body. Inhale, fill your belly, exhale. On your next inhale, arms overhead. Bringing your hands to prayer at the crown. Make contact to your forehead. Breathe in, breathe out. Draw that space down to your throat. To your heart. Your belly. Your sacrum. And then root. Finding the momentum to come over onto your side. Breathe. Coming back up into your seated position. I thank you. This ends our practice here. On your next inhale, open up your chest, hands overhead. Thank you for your time, the energy you bring, and continue showing up for yourself. They say that you're the combination of the 5 closest people around you. The tools within yoga have personally allowed me to look within and continue to work on developing the characteristic traits of people passing through my life that I admire the most. If you've moved with me, let me know, either here on YouTube or our Facebook page. You can also email me. I look forward to moving with you again next week. Namaste.